Welcome to the 2019 Florida Today Volunteer Recognition Awards Ceremony, featuring awards for Organization, Volunteer, Business, and Citizen of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. We're excited to be here. As mentioned, I'm Dr. Dedra Sibley, the Provost of the Cocoa Campus at Eastern Florida State College. On behalf of our President, Dr. Jim Ritchie, everyone at the college, we'd like to welcome you to the Florida Today Volunteer Recognition Awards. Each year, the paper honors those who selflessly give of themselves to improve the lives of people in our community, and by doing so, improve the entire community as well. This year's nominees for Citizen of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, Organization of the Year, and Business of the Year once again exemplify the creed of those who have been nominated before them. They work tirelessly for others, they shun the limelight, and they believe that we truly are our brother's keeper. We are very fortunate to have them among us. We are also fortunate that Florida Today continues the awards each year as part of the commitment to public service on the Space Coast. All of us at the college are proud to again join them in hosting tonight's event. I'd now like to introduce someone who plays a key role at Florida Today Communications in its mission to serve our community, Executive Director Mara Bellaby.
Good evening, and welcome to the 28th Florida Today Volunteer Recognition Awards. As said, I'm Mara Bellaby. I'm the executive editor of Florida Today. Now, this is a night when we pause to salute the very best of the Space Coast, when we take time out of our busy lives to celebrate what unites us, the common mission we all share, to make Brevard a great place to call home. The people and businesses and organizations being honored tonight put community first. Our finalists reach out to make connections. They put in time and effort and money to improve lives. They care deeply. Their passion is contagious. They are the brightest examples of who we can be in Brevard. And they're not alone. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is our 28th year for the VRAs. That shows us the sheer number of people and businesses and groups on the Space Coast committed to improving our community. We're a county that excels at volunteerism. Now, this year, we did something a little different and put the stories of our finalists online last week. And I know many of you saw them because I saw so many people sharing them and commenting and congratulating. And it really made me feel so good about where we live, and especially our role, Florida Today, in celebrating the best of who we are. We have some amazing stories for you to hear tonight, and I can't wait for you to know all of our finalists better. But before we get started on the awards, I did want to take a moment and turn back the clock to a year ago around this time. When I climbed those stairs and took the podium here last year, I was doing so as the unexpected host. And I was a little shaken, to be honest. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I sure did. Only days before, my colleague and my friend and my former boss, former executive editor Bob Gabordi, had suffered a stroke in the newsroom. He'd been supposed to host our VRA event, but he was still hospitalized that night in quite serious condition. I'd gone to see him in the hospital before the event, and while I never doubted Bob's tenacity and strength of spirit, I admit I was a little afraid. But when I stood here in front of all of you last year, I thought it was important not to dwell on my own fears and not to dwell on the seriousness of what Bob had just gone through. Instead, I focused on the same spirit and energy and not giving upness that he shares with all of our finalists. And I said I knew that Bob wouldn't let his stroke beat him. I remember saying that in no time at all, he'd be out there doing his walks and living life with the passion he's always had. Now, as my former boss, Bob knows it's rare that I get to say this and mean it, but I was 100% right about that. So we at Florida Today wanted to start tonight's event by welcoming our dear friend Bob Gabordi back to the stage he should have been standing on a year ago to say a few words.
Wow. So tonight, we are here among people who represent the very best, not only of Brevard County, but quite frankly, also of America. They are the givers, the doers, and the difference makers. They are lawyers, business owners, and CEOs, a pastor, and numerous volunteers. We even have a rear admiral. And I can tell you that as the son of an Army corporal and the stepson of a Navy chief, Admiral Hart, it took a lot of courage for me to go up and introduce myself to you during the reception. I just spent a few minutes with General Welsner as well, so there are ample stars in the room tonight. And you could learn everything that you need to know about being a good citizen by reading the article about the Robs. I was so glad to see that story about the Bjorn and Bjornar Hermansen Legacy Award winners on the front page. This event is very important to me on many levels. The Volunteer Recognition Awards were one of the reasons that I chose to come to Brevard. Any newspaper that understands the value of volunteerism and good citizenship was a place that I wanted to work. The resources that Florida Today pours into this event, the dedication of front page space, the time and effort of reporters and editors is no small feat, especially in this era of dwindling staff sizes and expanding duties. And I've only told you so far of the newsroom's contribution. But frankly, this is a company-wide effort, and I'm proud of all of my colleagues from every department in Florida Today for making it happen. I want to briefly acknowledge that I'm very glad to be here tonight with my wife, Donna, and daughter, Jessica, for other reasons as well. And Donna, would you stand for a second and just let people. As Mara mentioned, 1 year and 4 days ago, as I was preparing for this event, it was in a completely different role as the leader of Florida Today and the host for the night, but it didn't make it. I didn't make it. Let's not go back over those details, but suffice to say that the last thing on my mind was having a stroke. I was excited, as I've said. This event and what it stands for in this community is very important to me. I believe that this is as important as journalism as Florida Today's well-earned reputation for doing watchdog and investigative reporting, and I was pumped for what I thought of as our moment together. Instead, last year, on the night of the Volunteer Recognition Awards, I was in the hospital, fighting for my life. When I finally woke up from a coma, which I was in for a few days, I couldn't talk more than a word or two at a time. I certainly couldn't walk or even stand on my own, and I couldn't type, and no one would bring me my laptop either. I couldn't swallow to eat. I had pneumonia, and almost immediately a new threat arose, fear that one of my kidneys had a growth that could be cancer. But I was surrounded by love. My wife and partner, Donna, was a constant by my side. She never left me, not for weeks. Most importantly, she always believed that I would survive. My children came to see me too, and my grandchildren. My brother and sister came from Connecticut. And I received an overwhelming outpouring from the community. Cards, flowers, balloons. So many, in fact, that the hospitals asked us to take some of them home. And it was better that way. I mean, the balloons looked like floating heads coming to attack me during the dark days of my hallucinations. But I survived, no doubt due to the skills of the medical professionals, but also no doubt due in part to the power of prayer and of love. I spoke with a woman today who had read my most recent column in the St. Lucie newspaper. Tomorrow is the one-year anniversary of her stroke, which, like mine, occurred in the brainstem. She has no feeling in her left hand, a little in her arm, and she has double vision. She said that she has almost no balance. Sadly, she was just 33 years old when she had her stroke and was preparing to take the Florida bar exam after finishing law school. For now, she said, thoughts of going back to work are on hold for her. So when I say that I'm honored and thrilled to be here tonight on this stage at this grand event, it's not just some throwaway line in a speech. I am here to say that if you're not paying attention to your health and your body, please start. Take your blood pressure on a regular basis. Be aware of your heart rate and fluctuations. Talk to your medical professionals. Please, let the last year of how I have spent fighting to regain control of me and of my life mean something. You can hear that I still struggle with speech and with swallowing, but that's getting better. And I've not only learned to walk again, in 2019, I have walked about 545 miles and lost more than 60 pounds. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other. I have made it back to this stage, 1 year later than I had planned, but I'm here nonetheless. And I want to thank my colleagues, and especially Mara, for this opportunity. I thank all of you for what you do every day to make Brevard the very best place to live, work, and play. Thank you very much.
Bob, you're making me cry. Thank you. That was beautiful. Okay, so now on to the first award of the evening. To present our first award, joining us tonight is Shane Bergman, and there could be others because this is such an amazing group, from 321 Millennials, last year's Organization of the Year. 321 Millennials is a networking and philanthropic organization of young professionals determined to give back to the community while learning from each other. Please join me in welcoming 321 Millennials.
I was really hoping Mara was going to say some more things so I didn't have to come up directly after Bob Gabordi, because this is tough. But Bob, I mean, huge inspiration to all of us. It's incredible to see you here. We were here last year, and it's amazing to see you here, and thank you for being here tonight. Very difficult to follow. So, I'm Shane Bergman, the founding board chair for 3-2 on Millennials, and let it be known for the next probably 8 minutes, we are the organization of the year. But tonight is specifically very important and something that means a lot to me for the organization that is taking over the award from us. So sometimes it takes a community to make a difference, and that's what makes our finalists for the organization of the year so special. Earlier in this year, I had the pleasure, the opportunity, and the privilege to go on something that is so meaningful, not only to the individuals that volunteer for it, but for the people on the other side of it. And I don't want to give away everything before I get there, but these organizations know the power of community, whether they're helping to give veterans a hero's journey to arm women entrepreneurs with skills and networks that they need to succeed, or to ensure one of our poorest areas of the county can flourish. Tonight's finalists understand the importance of bringing together people to archive momentous and monumental results. May I please present your finalists for this year's Organization of the Year.
We offer support and programming for every stage of the business's lifespan and leadership development for emerging female leaders.
And the good thing about the Evans Center here is that it brings back a place, a space to bring the community back together.
So this is a way to give back and to have make a positive impact on these veterans' lives.
WeVenture is a part of the BIS College of Business here at Florida Tech. We are also an SBA resource partner. We are dedicated to igniting the economic power within the women entrepreneurs as well as women in business to create partnerships for sustainable businesses. We offer one-on-one business coaching as well as business mentorship. We offer business training opportunities along with purposeful networking opportunities.
We venture to be the leading regional voice and resource for all women in business. We offer support and programming for every stage of the business's lifespan and leadership development for emerging female leaders.
We are proud to report that WeVenture has served over 632 unique clients. 29 new businesses have launched, and clients have generated over $5,671,000 in gross revenue, with actually 31 jobs being created. We also serve Indian River and Port St. Lucie counties, as well as Brevard.
So at Neighbor Up Brevard, we operate a children and teen center called the Dock that's in the Booker T. Washington neighborhood, and it provides after-school care and summer camp. And then Greater Heights Apartments, which provides affordable housing for 18 workforce families and seniors. And then the Evans Center, which is a multi-purpose facility that has brought a community market and jobs and a health clinic in collaboration with Brevard Health Alliance and classroom space, all focused on health and wellness.
The good thing about the Evans Center here is that it brings back a place, a space to bring the community back together and to continue to build neighbor in our neighborhoods.
And the Dock represents a safe haven where children can come to a place that's considered a home away from home, where we're focused on working with youth and teens and helping to build tomorrow's leaders.
Why do I do honor flight? I do it mainly because I served in the Navy for 33 years. I'm retired now, and I wanted to give back to the community. This is something that I feel very strongly about. If you think about World War II, Korea, and Vietnam veterans, they went out and fought for their country. They came home, really weren't thanked or honored for what they did. So this is a way to give back and to make a positive impact on these veterans' lives. And I can tell you that all of the volunteers, the board members, the volunteers, the guardians, they all make a difference in these veterans' lives, and it's a positive impact. We're told constantly by different veterans it's one of the best days of their lives. I believe Honor Flight touches a vast, diverse group of people across the county. When we have one of our departure ceremonies, which is in the middle of the night, 2:30 in the morning, for example, Congressman Posey, the Mayor Meehan from Melbourne, commander of the Space Wing will be there. We'll also have a whole host of people from across the community, including Junior ROTC and other people who care deeply about veterans. When we go on the trip, all day long, the veterans are met by Americans at the airport, in Washington, at the memorials. They're always thanked for what they do. People want to shake their hands. People want to have their pictures taken with them. So I think from a community standpoint, this is good for all of us.
Before announcing the winner, would our finalists please stand up and be recognized for their outstanding performance? Each finalist, you do incredible things in the community, and without you, Brevard County would not be what it is today. So this year's Organization of the Year will receive this award as well as a check from Florida Today for $2,000. Tonight's winner is all about showing gratitude. These volunteers pay attention to every detail to ensure our heroes are treated like heroes, to make sure that this tour with honor will be remembered and savored, that these veterans will know how grateful we are. This commitment to going above and beyond and honoring those who served and protected our freedom is why we name Space Coast Honor Flight as a 2019 Organization of the Year.
Admiral Jim Hart to the stage. Report, please.
Look at this. Come on up here. But no falling. You're all allowed to come up, but you cannot fall. Well, thank you. Thank all of you for recognizing us. I would like to say congratulations to two other organizations. I just got to learn about them as you did, and they're phenomenal organizations, and they do a lot of really good things for this community. We've been taking veterans to Washington, D.C. since 2010. And 2 weeks ago, Saturday, 26 October, we took our 60th flight, and we now have taken 1,525 veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials. The amazing thing about all of this is it really is a community of volunteers. It starts with the board. Many of them are up here with me tonight. It goes from the board to volunteers, and we have 100 to 150 dedicated volunteers for every event. They set up all the furniture, they serve the food, they take care of the veterans. They make it very special for them. Every year when we make our 7 trips, 175 guardians go with us. And that's another whole set of volunteers that are part of what we do. And as I said in the film, the leadership from the community, from Congressman Posey all the way to junior ROTC are there at 2:30 in the morning supporting our veterans and thanking them for what they did for this country. And I just would like to say thank you all very much, and we are all very honored to have received this award. Thank you. You want me to take this with you? Oh, yeah. I forget that.
I had the honor to go and watch their final honor flight of the year and be among those cheering them off. It was in the middle of the night, and I took my family, my 11-year-old son, and it was such a moving experience. I highly recommend it. If you haven't, you'll feel so good about the community, and it's such an amazing thing, a way to thank all those heroes who, our freedom is thanks to them. So congratulations. So next up is the award for Volunteer of the Year, and presenting is Judge David Dugan, last year's recipient of the award. Judge Dugan has dedicated countless hours to Brevard. He's a man known for volunteering anywhere help is needed. He's admired and respected on both a personal and professional level for a life led by integrity, charity, and empathy. We're honored he's back with us this evening. Please welcome Judge David Dugan.
Speechless. I can't see you all out there. Thank you, Mara. I'm speechless to be here. I was speechless to be here last year. And let me say, as Volunteer of the Year, it's about the organizations that you serve and the people that you serve. And we're really honoring them by recognizing the people that give back, and we get a lot more from giving than we give. True of all of us. Mr. Gabordi, thank you so much for those words. I think it's applicable to all of us. Your story energizes all of us to remember what's important in life. And thank you so much for that. Getting involved, that's what unites our three finalists for Volunteer of the Year award. Each felt called to get involved in a deeper level. John Daly has logged more than 1,000 hours of service to Brevard Legal Aid over the past 8 years alone, helping people navigate some of life's most difficult situations. Aaron Baird not only teaches students at Eastern Florida State College how to commit to a life of service, but models it as well, volunteering with everything from beach cleanups to rebuilding playgrounds. Tamara Carroll fell in love with manatees and then decided she needed to do even more, and now is a regular at events up and down the Space Coast, educating people about these gentle giants and Brevard's waterways and environment. And I give you this year's finalist for Volunteer of the Year.
And having grown up here my entire life, I don't want to see this lagoon and our livelihoods go downhill any more than it already has. So I'm very passionate about the environment.
It's needed so badly in the community, and that's why I feel a need to do it. I find it very, very rewarding. It's really neat when someone looks at you and says, "Thank you so much."
So every week it's something new, and it gives the students a lot of variety, and I appreciate that I get to do that service right along with them, so I get to walk my talk.
So through community partnerships, I'm able to work with other organizations, and then we can give back to our community, and I can show citizens, students, alumni, parents, and anyone who's even visiting, the importance of valuing your community, where you live, where you work, and why it's so passionate to me to be out there doing the work and not just sitting at home or sitting at a desk. I choose to volunteer because I feel I'm the voice, or one of the many voices, for the environment, not only within our county but within our state. So part of volunteering with Save the Manatee Club, for example, we're not only promoting awareness, but we're also helping with educating the public on the Indian River Lagoon, which is super passionate to every single person who lives here. And having grown up here my entire life, I don't want to see this lagoon and our livelihoods go downhill any more than it already has. So I'm very passionate about the environment. I volunteer to pick up trash. Why? Because I care about how my neighborhood looks. I care about how the roads that I drive on look. I also care about the animals that are traversing those roads, but I do organize cleanups to keep our communities clean, and it's within me. I don't know why, it's just within me why I do it.
Well, I'm involved with helping the community, probably for many of the same reasons that William Wells, when he came to Melbourne, chose this community. It's a good community, it's got good people, and it's trying to move forward. It's a great little community, and that's why I feel it's important to help. There are two distinct sorts of activities that I'm involved in. So the reason I do the legal work is simply that I look out and there is an enormous need through all areas of law. If you've got enough money, you can readily afford to hire a lawyer, and a lawyer will always do the best job for you. So that's always your best option. But many people just cannot afford it. They walk into the lawyer's office and you just cannot afford it. Brevard County Legal Aid is there to help for people who need that assistance. We cover family law, we cover help with mortgage foreclosures, a wide range of services. It's needed so badly in the community, and that's why I feel a need to do it. I find it very, very rewarding. It's really neat when someone looks at you and says, "Thank you so much." Then, of course, there's Green Gables, which is utterly different. In Green Gables, I can feel that I am working with people who really want to see the community improved. And this is a site, if you haven't driven by Green Gables, you've got the heritage of the community, you've got a bit of green space just north of downtown. This is the last opportunity to save some of that early heritage, and it's been a lot of fun working with all the people here.
I'm lucky that I get paid to promote service at my position at Eastern Florida State College. I'm the Assistant Director of Service Learning and Civic Engagement. And as an extension of that, I decided to take on the Service Club Rotaract, which is a branch of Rotary International, a service and fellowship club recognized internationally. And the Rotaract Club essentially is a group of students that want to change the world together, and they do a variety of service projects all around the community. We serve at least 30 different partner organizations, and so I volunteer with the students, helping out with everything from Habitat for Humanity builds to Keep of Our Beautiful cleanups to oyster bagging for Restore Our Shores to fundraisers for organizations like the American Cancer Society or the Women's Center. And so every week it's something new, and it gives the students a lot of variety, and I appreciate that I get to do that service right along with them, so I get to walk my talk. I teach a class at the college about the importance of service in the community called Community Involvement, and that actually is something I've been doing for 15 years. And it goes all the way back to my mom, who ironically was a finalist for this award in the mid-90s and introduced me to service many years ago. And ever since then, I've been making it a regular part of my life. It's not just now my profession, but my hobby. So in addition to what I do with Rotaract, I'm a big sister with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I have tremendous joy working with my little Mariah in that respect. And then I volunteer individually for a variety of organizations. I'm on the executive board of a local nonprofit called Healthy Planet of Brevard, and I've been on that board for 10 years. We help educate people about the impact of diet on the planet and on the animals and on their health, and we help coach them towards a plant-based lifestyle.
I got to tell you, I love living in Brevard County, Florida. It's absolutely amazing what all of us and what these three individuals contribute. Before announcing the winner, will our finalists all please stand and be recognized? In addition to the recognition, a $1,000 donation from Florida Today will be made to an organization in their name to help further the efforts of their chosen charity. Tonight's winner is someone who believes that by getting involved, we can bring about positive change. She lives that message and teaches it, training student volunteers and inspiring those who see her in action, whether she's being a big sister with big brothers, big sisters, or teaching people about healthy eating. To her, volunteering is how she lives her life. Please join me in congratulating Erin Baird as the 2019 Volunteer of the Year.
Really, I'm supposed to say something? I was totally not prepped for this. Yeah, and I teach college. I don't know why this is so hard, so I won't say very much because I know students are very impatient. Thank you, and I'm just so honored to be among all of these people for all the years going back, all the way back to Mom. Hi, Mom. Shout out. And Dad, too. Dad volunteered as well. I don't want to leave him out. But honestly, I'm just lucky, because it's the students who serve with me who inspire me every day, because I don't know if any of you remember being in college, but it's really stressful, and they're broke. They're really broke. So they can't donate money, but they donate their time, and they put 100% of their love into it, and I'm inspired every day by the students at Eastern Florida State College, and so thank you for everything.
I don't think it was on the script, so I forgot it. Congratulations.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll meet the recipients of the Hermanson Legacy Award.
Eastern Florida State College's welding program has been around for several years. The program is a one-year program that starts in January and ends in December, and is about 2 months off during the summer that they get. The classes start at 7:15 in the morning and they go till 3:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. It's a very hands-on program, obviously. It's welding. Upon completion, they can get certified for several different types of welding, so they can already be certified when they're going out there to look for a job. The welding program is a very inexpensive program. It's going to cost you just under $8 grand for the entire program, and that's including tools, welding gear, books, everything that you need. That's going to be your rate for the whole year. You weigh that with what you're going to make getting out in the field, it's a no-brainer. Our welding program allows up to 20 people per class, so you're getting that one-on-one, you're getting that hands-on learning with somebody who is actually knowledgeable in the field.
I'm getting my degree in organizational management and a concentration in human resources.
I'm getting my degree, my AA today in pre-nursing. I'll be continuing. I'm going for my bachelor's in nursing.
Having my daughter graduate with me today I'm very proud of her, and it means I set a good example for her to follow. And she took the example and ran with it.
We had times where we were studying together. We were doing homework together. There's times I even wanted to give up, but I was not giving up. When I was little, I was going to school with her, so she always pushed education, and I am very, very proud of her.
I just want to say that this is 3 generations of graduates.
Yes.
It's me, my daughter, and my niece that I adopted. She's graduating from high school and continuing her education here also. So we have 3 generations of graduates, and we're so proud and so excited about it.
Magical Cirque Christmas is a new holiday spectacular that will dazzle audiences of all ages. Featuring world-class talent performing breathtaking circus acts set to your favorite Christmas classics. Grab the entire family and experience a magical Cirque Christmas.
Tuesday, December 3rd at 7:30 at the King Center in Melbourne. Tickets and info at kingcenter.com.
Graduates from the program have gotten work in the Iran program out at the Space Center. They've hired 30 students into that program, and that means full-time. In addition to people going to work for Iran through the apprenticeship program, we've just had people that have gone there, been hired because of their skill set. So that's probably another half a dozen people. I would easily say we have somewhere between 35 and 40 of our students working on the Iran program right now.
Experience the magic of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol in a spectacular on-stage production. Join Ebenezer Scrooge on his spirited journey to Christmases past, present, and future. Revel in the sights and sounds of the season with lively dance and glorious music. Share the magic of A Christmas Carol and rediscover Christmas in your heart.
Sunday, December 22nd at 3 at the King Center in Melbourne. Tickets and info at kingcenter.com.
Our culinary program at Eastern Florida State College is a 2-year Associate in Science degree. We have an accelerated option degree as well for people who want to choose that path, where they can get done with all of their core courses in 2 semesters. Most of our competitors are around $40,000 to $50,000 for their degree in culinary. Our program is going to be less than $10,000. So you could go open your own business, you could go work for a company. You're learning both management and cooking. If you have a feeling that you want to cook, this is a good program for you.
Thank you. I know we miss Gina Kaiser. She used to organize all this, so any mistakes I'm to blame. So now for the next awards, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Florida Today's Public Affairs and Engagement Editor, Isadora Rangel.
So when I was hired in 2017, a couple of months later, I came to this event with my boyfriend, Ryan, who's actually in the audience, and we sat in the back, and I was just so happy to be part of Florida Today, and we actually tried to guess who the winners were, and it was such a fun time, so I hope you guys are having fun as much as we did and always have every year. So, when we became journalists, as you can tell, this event was organized by a bunch of journalists and not event planners. Really Sorry, Mara. It was time for comic relief, come on. As you know, the role of local journalism a lot of times is to hold the powerful accountable. It is to shed light on the truth, to bring issues to light, and a lot of times it's a very uncomfortable job. But also, as much as we value those pillars of journalism, we also want to make sure we highlight all the good things that are going on in Brevard County. And there are a lot of really great things and a lot of great people, as you can tell from tonight's winners. So this is what the Volunteer Recognition Awards is all about. It is this opportunity that we have and that we give ourselves to recognize these people who are trying to make our community a better place. And that's why also, for example, we decided to launch this year the project Civility Brevard, because we really wanted to bring our fellow citizens together to talk about issues, even though they disagree politically. So tonight is a night where we leave all of our differences aside and that we really recognize those who are serving our community. And speaking of serving, 2 years ago, we introduced the Bjorn and Bjorner Hammerson Legacy Award. And this award really recognizes people who have a lifetime legacy of giving, who have really given themselves to Brevard County. And it obviously carries the name of the two people who epitomized the legacy standard, Bjorn and Bjorner Hammerson. So in the first year, the Legacy Award honored Jim and Johnny Swan. I don't know if they're here tonight. Last year, the honor went to Rashmi and Mike Shaw. And by the way, I would like to thank the Hammerson family for sponsoring this award, and I would like to acknowledge Tom Hammerson and his wife, Courtney, who are in the audience with us tonight. If you want to stand up. So tonight we're honoring Brian and Judy Robb for a lifetime of philanthropic giving. They have a passion for helping at-risk children, and for years they have worked with the young residents of the Haven for Children and AMI Kids. But their work also includes the Brevard Zoo, Health First, the Women's Center, and Ohio State University. And this award actually has a very special meaning to them. When they first moved to Brevard County 35 years ago, they settled on Tortoise Island, just 3 doors down from the Hammersons. And fun fact, both couples raised 3 boys. But it is really their spirit of giving that bonds these two families together. And in fact, the Robbs have instilled that spirit in their children. Their son Brad, for example, grew up attending fundraisers in Ohio when they used to live there. He used to make balloon animals for the children at the Haven and help with Christmas parties at AMI Kids. And today, Brad serves on the board of AMI and adopted 2 children from the Haven. So this is really a family legacy. So. And so when Florida Today reached out to a few people who know the Robbs, they were described as, quote, people who magically infuse those around them with happiness and who personify the meaning of philanthropy. So please welcome Brian and Judy Robb, the recipients of the Bjorn and Bjorner Hammerson Legacy Award.
Thank you very much. We're very honored. Actually, we're amazed. When you listen to what we've only heard so far, we've been to other VRA ceremonies. It's amazing that we would get picked out of this group, and it's just amazing. Thank you. One thing I want to be clear on, though, is Hermanson is the name of, and it's Bjorg, that was her, and Bjorner, which is him. And God bless them, they're gone, they were dear friends. But in any event, I just wanted to clarify the name there, because they were dear friends, and Tom and Courtney are good friends as well. So I don't know what else. Judy, you want to talk? You usually do. Brad made me promise not to do any story times with Brian, which my family accuses me of. So, all right, that's it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
When we return, we will reveal the Business of the Year and Citizen of the Year winners.
I went to school for a year in the culinary program they had at the time, which was APSAV. Now they have the associate degree. I'm now enrolled with that, and I'm working part-time. I will get my degree next year. Chef Durham, he's an important part, and I think we're real blessed to have somebody that educated, and he knows his stuff, and he's been around the food industry long enough, and it's very important to have a good leader. I think that's what makes this program so far successful.
Magical Cirque Christmas is a new holiday spectacular that will dazzle audiences of all ages. Featuring world-class talent performing breathtaking circus acts set to your favorite Christmas classics. Grab the entire family and experience a magical Cirque Christmas.
Tuesday, December 3rd at 7:30 at the King Center in Melbourne. Tickets and info at kingcenter.com.
The resources here at the school is phenomenal. The library with all the math labs, the tutors in there for you, all for free too.
That's where all of the tutors are. You'll have math tutors there, writing tutors, science tutors, biology, chemistry.
I use the math tutors to refresh me on, algebra and statistics.
I needed help in math, so I would always go to tutoring for math.
I would not be standing here if it was not for math tutoring.
I have noticed, and by experience with the students, that they come back and tell me, what I like of this program is that we can actually put our hands into what you're teaching us.
Pursuing an engineering degree, I think it would still be a very hands-on job for me. I currently see a lot of engineers with tools, meters, on the field.
We really push hands-on labs in electrical, in fluids, in mechanical, and composites.
I decided to choose the Aerospace Technologies program because I wanted something more hands-on.
The culinary program here at Eastern Florida State College is actually an associate's degree in culinary management. It's a very hands-on environment. Every day we start in the classroom, discuss the recipes we're going to do for the day, and then we go into the lab and actually cook. All of the culinary classes here involve a lab component, and that's because I like to be in the kitchen. And again, when you're out there in the field, the majority of your performance is going to be based on what is done in the kitchen, not what's done in a classroom. My mission throughout this whole program is to get you prepared to be successful in the industry. And a lot of it just depends on where you want to take the career. It's endless amount of possibilities.
Experience the magic of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol in a spectacular on-stage production. Join Ebenezer Scrooge on his spirited journey to Christmases past, present, and future. Revel in the sights and sounds of the season with lively dance and glorious music. Share the magic of A Christmas Carol and rediscover Christmas in your heart.
Sunday, December 22nd at 3 at the King Center in Melbourne. Tickets and info at kingcenter.com.
We're very excited. Even though we knew that the bachelor's degree programs were going to be successful, we had no idea how successful they were going to be. Every semester we have more and more. And it gives the students a wonderful opportunity because they can stay at home and they can save money and they can get a fantastic degree, work with fantastic professors, and stay right here in Brevard County.
Rachel Michelle Chichlinski, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Management.
So now let's move on to Business of the Year. And last year, that honor went to Space Coast Credit Union. As a company, their core belief is that to build a stronger community, you must give back. Actually, this was really amazing to me. In recent years, they have donated more than $1 million to local nonprofits through employee and corporate giving. So it's my pleasure to welcome their president and CEO, Tim Antonishan, to present this year's Business of the Year award.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here. Last year was actually a huge surprise for us. I became CEO about 2.5 years ago, and I realized something in our company that we had been really absent from the community. Just by our very nature, because we're a not-for-profit, we do give back to the community just by existing, but we wanted to do more than that, and it just turned into be something that was very, very rewarding for us as a company. I was very, very proud to earn this award. It was all 850 of our employees that did that, not me. So it was very, very exciting to be back here to recognize someone else who's doing something in the community as well. Tonight's finalists show us the many ways companies can invest in our community. Some donate time, some donate resources, and some donate money. No matter what they give, these businesses are making a difference. In every case, it started with a passion and a desire to help. That's probably the most important thing for us, is we just wanted to help. And it's very, very contagious in our company, and I'm seeing that in some of the companies that I've been learning about tonight and in the individuals that have been giving back. It started with a need and desire to fulfill the needs in the community. We have seen people brought together for a 5K to support youth athletics. We've seen companies encourage the use of PTO to volunteer. I took that note. We don't do that today. I think that might be something we're doing going forward. These businesses have made serving the community a part of their culture. And now let's learn a little bit more about our 2019 Business of the Year finalists.
Everybody doesn't have all the opportunities that, that maybe I might have had, you might have had, anybody might have had, and we're there to help them get to that next level quicker.
Or if we're doing something where we're helping our fellow citizens when we see that need, we just like helping out all the time. It's just kind of something that's a natural inclination for our architects, our engineers, and our constructors.
Sometimes our animals are like our children. They're a part of our family. And there's nothing worse than having to give that up, so that's why we do it.
Yeah, so VRA Pizza started off about 15 years ago, and my partners brought me in, Naweed Akram and Z Baber. They came and got me. They're the owners of the mobile stations, and they came and gave me the opportunity to do this pizzeria. And we wanted to, as we grew and grew with the community, we wanted to give back. So let's build this community together and see what we can do. So from that spawned, our nonprofit Power Pizza Charities. My partner Brittany Struford in that. We started doing all these races together to start bringing the community together and support athleticism, youth, and just give back to the community and help support that community that supported us all the way up. So we help out as many charities as possible. Our big one is VR High School Athletics. We like to support them as much as we can. And then we also do Space Coast Early Steps, Special Olympics of Brevard, Children's Hunger Project. We do all the local schools, Ralph Williams Elementary, Quest Elementary, Manatee Elementary. The list goes on and on. We've added the Morgan Project this year. So pretty much we try to spread everything across the board and help as much as we can. So why do we do what we do? That's a question that comes up many, many times. And the answer to that is we like to help people get to the next level quicker than we did. Everybody doesn't have all the opportunities that, that maybe I might have had, you might have had, anybody might have had, and we're there to help them get to that next level quicker. We also like to help build this community, this great VR community. And if we all do our little bit of part, we can just make a great, giant, beautiful community.
So BRPH, as architects and engineers and constructors, we're problem solvers, and so when we see problems, we like to solve them. And so we just kind of naturally enjoy taking on challenges and helping out people. So with our local community, whether it's an office building that we're doing with our clients, or a launch pad, or a manufacturing complex, or an attraction, Or if we're doing something where we're helping our fellow citizens when we see that need, we just like helping out all the time. It's just kind of something that's a natural inclination for our architects, our engineers, and our constructors. Well, BRPH has been really involved in the community for more than 40 years with United Way. That, as well as our other 7 offices, are always very involved with United Way. So here in the local community in Brevard, in addition to our great involvement with United Way, we do an awful lot of other work too. One was, in the past few years, Habitat for Humanity. We helped them with some of their house builds and demolitions. We're also very involved with children's charities, with homeless children. I mean, there are still about 2,000 homeless children here in Brevard County that each night they have to find a place to sleep. So with that, we've got a couple different charities we've been supporting the past 4 to 5 years. One's Gabrielle's Place. With that one, we collect toys for the children every year at Christmas time and kind of help out and volunteer for that. The other one is the Children's Advocacy Center. We help them with fundraising and with different community organizations and volunteer effort to help them with their cause also. Well, I mean, certainly we want to give back to our community. We've got a lot of very giving people here in our team with BRPH, and they like to give back to their local communities and help their fellow citizens.
We do what we do because we love the dogs. We love cats. We love animals. We love people that want to keep their animals and that just don't have a means to do so in some cases. We want to be able to help them because sometimes our animals are like our children. They're a part of our family. And there's nothing worse than having to give that up. So that's why we do it. We're big on just the love of them. You know, they don't have a voice. I was told yesterday something about how people, you know, why don't you help people? Well, people have shelters and churches and facilities that they can willingly or get help in going. Dogs and animals don't have that choice. They don't have that option. So we look at ourselves as an option to help them, to feed, to vet, to help, to shot, anything like that. We do multiple charities. We do SPCA Brevard. We do the Brevard Animal Shelter, the county shelter. We also help out a group called Freedom Paws Rescue over in Titusville, and we have done quite a bit for Paws for Veterans here and there in the early stages of their start. So we just try and find out ways to help in that. That's about really the best answer I can give. It's just we feel like one way or another it helps the community by the individuals that are pet owners if they need it.
So before I announce the Business of the Year, I'd like to ask all the finalists to stand and be recognized. This employee-owned business is committed to donating time and resources to support local causes. Volunteering is such a big part of the company culture that employees are encouraged to use PTO to volunteer. You'll find them involved in school supply drives, Meals on Wheels, holiday toy donations, and more. Not only do employees make a difference, but the company has offered their design services pro bono to groups like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Florida. That deep commitment to service is why I'm pleased to announce the 2019 Business of the Year is BRPH Companies Incorporated. I'd like to invite President and CEO Brian Curtin to the stage.
Well, thank you. Thank you for recognizing the service and the giving of all of our team members. BRPH as a company has a really big heart. Every year we start out the year, we always support United Way. That's our major fundraiser. But then we also try to limit to 1 or 2 additional charitable organizations. Last time I checked, though, about a month ago, we were up to 25. So pretty much when there's a need out there and we see that need, we really just have to try to help out as best we can. The groups that we have, they give a lot of their time, a lot of their charitable giving to local resources. Really great job that everybody really does. So again, on behalf of all the employees at BRPH here in Brevard County, where we have 150 employees and 300 nationwide, thank you so much.
All right, so now we move on to our final award of the evening and the much anticipated Citizen of the Year. And to do the honors, we're pleased to have last year's winner, Stanley Briz, here with us. I'm sure we all heard about the devastating impacts of the nation's opioid crisis, and when Stanley saw what was happening, he really took it upon himself to do something, to speak out and make sure that people understood that this can happen to any family. He's also been a very strong presence in programs that help children and the youth, particularly some of the most vulnerable ones here in Brevard County. So here to pass on the Citizen of the Year award, please welcome Stanley Briz.
It was an honor and a privilege last year to receive the Citizen of the Year award. I tell you that for all the reasons that she mentioned, but just being recognized by the community, there's nothing like it. But tonight, I want to be honest in stating it's even more of an honor and a privilege to be able to be the presenter for this award. As the Bible says, there's more happiness in giving than there is in receiving. So I tell you that in trueness. I'm really honored to be here and happy to be invited back. Last year, I spoke a lot about being good tenants of the world, and I really was touched by what Bob mentioned earlier. We know tomorrow is not promised, and neither is any of our possessions. We know that. Living in Florida, of course, Mother Nature reminds us of that as well. But our health, our lives. So we do our best, and I always say tenants of the world because of that temporary nature of life and happiness and health at times. So remembering that, of course, only God, higher power, has the ability to solve all of the problems that we combat as a community each day, but we can do our part while we're here. And those that are nominated tonight for this award have done that in spades, so you are going to be happy to hear about what they've done. Thank you for having this up here as well, because it's in my pocket, but I don't feel like ripping it out. So without further ado, I'd like to let you know that tonight's finalists are individuals who are drawn to help. They truly do forge connections, champion vulnerable communities, and step up to do whatever is needed to make Brevard a great place for all of us. For each of them, helping is very personal. For instance, Michael Bloom's dedication to helping abused children stemmed from seeing a friend also suffer and knowing, as he said, that he had personally struck the jackpot with his parents. It made him want to help others who weren't quite as fortunate. And Travis Proctor, he remembers those who helped him at every stage of his career, and he in turn wants to do the same. Jarvis Wash, he knows the pain of losing a child and pours his heart into helping the families of homicide victims. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you tonight's 2019 Citizen of the Year finalist.
What drives me and really gives me the passion is just seeing the changes in the different people that I work with.
So, at the end of the day, what really motivates me is the smile you get back from someone when you connect with them as an individual.
I think if we spend more time asking and listening, then those who are hurting will tell us the answer.
There's so many different groups doing so many great things throughout the community, and many times they don't know about each other. And one thing I've been able to do is connect the different groups that I work with where they can share resources, they can support each other. Sometimes they're helping the same person. And that's really has become my goal, is to connect all the different great things that are happening with the community together, so that if one group can't help with one issue, they'll be able to refer that person to someone who can. Some of the groups I work with are PFLAG Melbourne Space Coast, the Brevard Homeless Coalition, the Guardian Ad Litem Program, LGBTQ Child Welfare Work Group, Student Transition Committee, Brevard Youth Thrive Action Committee, Lincoln Brevard, and Space Coast Pride. What drives me and really gives me the passion is just seeing the changes in the different people that I work with. The Guardian Ad Litem, seeing the kids change from being trauma focused to, you can tell that they feel safe where they are, and you see them start to blossom instead of protecting themselves. With the LGBTQ kids, it's the same thing, seeing them start to come out of their shell and blossom and be their true authentic selves.
When I founded Artemis IT, it was really to go into the service business of helping businesses achieve their objectives by being able to leverage technology. And when it comes to building a community, it's more than just building a business in the community. I think it's about building the individual. And really, at the end of the day, that's how you build a community, is by supporting an individual. And that's more than just helping someone that maybe needs food or to find shelter. It's about continuing to invest in individuals all along that spectrum of them advancing themselves. Yes, so some of the organizations we support are the Salvation Army, the Rescue Mission of Brevard and Family Promise, Career Source, Junior Achievement, Brevard Heart Foundation, Florida Tech, Brevard Achievement Center, the Chambers Economic Development Commission, and Brevard Symphony, Fusner, and Ruth Funk Art Museums. So at the end of the day, what really motivates me is the smile you get back from someone when you connect with them as an individual. When you're able to help them advance in that path that they're on in life to continue to move forward. And hopefully, if you're able to do that for someone, give them the tools to advance themselves, they're then able to turn around and do that for the person behind them.
I had a second chance at life. Somebody gave me another chance. Not just God, I know I'm a preacher, but people. People gave me another chance. People gave me a shot to change and to do better. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. A second opportunity or another opportunity to do some things different. I have been so blessed to be trusted and to be trained by some amazing individuals who understand that nothing's perfect, and if you try real hard, if you work real hard, and you're nice to people, things will change. I help people. What kind of people do I help? I help those who are ex-offenders. I help single moms. I help business owners. I help those who are struggling in their faith. Some that are very wealthy and some that, as my grandmother would say, don't have a pot or a window. So I help anybody I can. And it's just a blessing to be able to help anybody, As you take care of the mission, for me, it's God's mission, then he'll bring maintenance in your situation. And what I mean by that is this. As you pour yourself into being concerned about others, asking people, are they okay around you? Asking people serious questions and waiting for an answer. We've all seen it where somebody say, hey, you're okay? You're okay, right? Not really listening to see if a person really is okay. I think if we spend more time asking and listening, then those who are hurting will tell us the answer.
Tonight's winner exudes energy and passion. His focus is on helping the marginalized, and the message he brings is this: if you care and show compassion, God steps in to help get the work done. Tonight's winner is passionate about every aspect of community, and that means listening and really hearing. Listening and hearing what the needs and concerns are of those that you're trying to help. As he said, don't tell people what they need, ask them. He's a role model, and his commitment is contagious. Get ready to be inspired. Please welcome to the stage your 2019 Citizen of the Year, Jarvis Wash.
Wow. What did I just say? Wow. This is quite an honor. I just want to thank God and thank some amazing people in this county who have amazing hearts. I mean, I really look bad on paper. No, really. Like for the sheriff to take my call and know my record, I mean, it's like really cool. Yeah. Bob, I need to say this. Man, what an inspiration you are, man. And we don't talk all the time, but I know you've gone to bat for me behind the scenes at times. Thank you. And I got a call. I'll make it quick. I know I'm the last one, but they say the preacher's always long. I got a call last night from my aunt in California saying my uncle had a stroke. I got a call this morning from my mom saying he had 24 hours to live. And I am a man of faith. I have faith in Jesus Christ and the Bible and all that stuff. But whatever happens in the next 24 hours, according to doctors, you encourage my faith today, man. And I was sitting over there telling my wife, like, I needed to hear that. So thank you. This means a lot. I actually brought my niece that we're adopting, my granddaughter, we were recently awarded an opportunity through the state to help those coming out of prison from a government level. And there's an amazing woman, Susan Kowalski, who left probation after 28 years to work for me, to work with a preacher and help prisoners. So y'all give it up for Susan. My amazing staff, Chris and Marcia, who runs our after-school program, and Belinda, who's my right hand, and last but not least, my amazing wife, Lois, who lets me run around all over the place. Y'all pray for her, okay? I'll say this and I'm gone. Nights like this encourage me so much because I really believe we're like this big secret, right, on Blake. And nights like this let me know that somebody's paying attention and that everything's gonna be okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow, this has been a very inspiring night. I hope you feel the same, and I hope you forgive us for any of our little faults as we try to do this from the newsroom side for the first time. So this is the part of the program where we usually ask for your support for our Reaching Out campaign that provides Christmas toys to families in need and gifts for seniors via Aging Matters. We're still doing all of that this year, and your support is welcome. But I'm gonna be a journalist here and not bury the news. This will be the last year of our toy drive. While the Reaching Out toy drive was started 28 years ago by former publisher Mike Coleman, it filled a tremendous need in Brevard County when it started. Over the years, thousands of children have been able to wake up Christmas morning to gifts under the tree thanks to your support for Reaching Out. That would not have happened without all of you. But change is a constant in all of our lives, and now the county is blessed with multiple toy drives. Also, the staff at Florida Today is significantly smaller than it was when the program first started. The project is still a labor of love for many, but it's getting harder for us to pull off every year. So the decision to end the campaign after this year was not taken lightly or made easily. But as the newspaper industry changes, it's more important than ever that we focus on the areas where we can have the biggest impact. And as noble a task as that is, it's not in buying and sorting and distributing toys. Where we at Florida Today can have the biggest impact is in finding the stories that need to be told and telling them. It's in shining a light on the needs of this county so that they can be addressed. We've seen again and again that when we report on something, the community rallies. We've heard from people about the support they've received after a story ran. Now, there's a lot of talk out there about the power of the press, but we can't make things right or fill a gap in services. That's up to those who hold true power. The power to change and improve lives always has and always will lie with the community and its leaders, and that's as it should be. But what we can do at Florida Today is put all of our energy into finding the stories that the community must hear and telling those stories, and informing and nudging when needed. And like tonight, and celebrating as we are, those in the community who go above and beyond. And that's why the Volunteer Recognition Awards will remain a big commitment of ours going forward. So to all of you who've supported Reaching Out over the years, we thank you. Your support has meant so much. We intend to make this year, our final year, the best ever. And we know that you'll keep giving in future years to all the charities and groups that are doing so much to make this a great place to live. We've heard about so many of those tonight. So now, before I end, I do want to say that all of our finalists are winners in this community. So if we can give all of them a round of applause. I also want to thank those at Florida Today who helped make tonight possible. Malcolm Denemark, who's here shooting, he's right there, took all of the photos and videos. Rob Landers, who's back there, put together those beautiful videos that you watched. Brick Kennerly did the stories of our 12 finalists. And Susie Leonard wrote the beautiful piece about the Robs for the Hermanson Legacy Award. And the great fun that you had before you came over here was really credit to Lynette Sanchez, without whom this night would not be possible. But she's over there working right now. So now I just want to remind you that look for tonight's story on floridatoday.com. There'll be photo galleries and the story will go up. It'll also be in tomorrow's paper. I would be remiss if I didn't put in my bag. If you don't subscribe, please consider subscribing to support local journalism. We really would appreciate it. And finally, before I say goodnight, once we all wrap up, I'm going to ask that all the winners in the categories please come up to the stage. We have a newspaper to get printed, so we are on a tight deadline to get the group photo. So let me end by thanking all of you. Tonight is such an inspiring night for me. I really appreciate all that you're doing in this community. Thank you. Have a great night.